Good morning, everybody. This is Gavin McClure coming to you from maybe the most beautiful place in the world. We left the van this morning just after 4 o'clock and got up here and watched the sunrise. And we've been watching a whole series of pilots come through and do the Via Ferrata, which is just behind me, and then come to mostly this spot. Patrick Von Cannell and Remy Bordel launched on the other side because it was quite north this morning, and they tried to piece it together through higher terrain. But most of the pilots have been coming right here to launch and then winging it through the coal and just flying down this beautiful valley. And it's been mostly sled rides, but looked like pretty pleasant sled rides. I think we were a little bit more worried about the wind this morning than we needed to be, but the wind is certainly coming. The story today is the North Föhn, and again, some pretty active weather this afternoon. We don't know exactly when that's going to come in, but we just got the updated weather a few minutes ago from one of our team members back at home, Joanna, and she says we're going to have thunderstorms again. They could be quite massive like yesterday, and so most of the teams are now on the ground and trying to piece together little flights and making their way towards Murano. We've still got a few pilots to get here at this turn point at the Tres Cime, and then I'll fly out of here and go catch up with some of the other teams. Tarquin's out in front with Nicola Heiniger and Tim Alongi and Aaron Duragati. They're our top three right now. And all the pilots that were able to wing out of here last night, right after that incredible storm, are basically in the same zone, making their way towards Murano. And they've done a couple big hikes already this morning. But the advantage we really anticipated last night hasn't turned into a huge one. Celine Lorenz and Uri and several of the others that came up here and launched off. Team Canada won. James Elliott just came through and had a beautiful launch. And they're pretty confident they can make up some of that ground. So it really depends today on where you are and how strong this North Föhn is and how manageable it'll be to fly, and your timing, of course, before these storms. Tommy Friedrich was one of the ones that got out of here last night with that Kriegel group. Those guys made a stunning, very bold move out of here, and Tommy made it look pretty good, and he was in first after that glide. But of course, he had the little bit of a time penalty this morning from the prologue, so he's back just a little bit. But I think I looked last night, we had a lot of rookies. I think we had 7 out of 10 in the prologue in the top 10. And last night there were 2 in the top 10. So Lars Mierstetter and Nicola. So things have switched around a little bit. Yesterday looked like it favored the veterans, and who knows what's going to happen today. I know that today with the dynamic weather, that usually favors the vets because they've seen it before and they know how to operate in that. But then what we're hearing is the weather tomorrow and the next few days is looking pretty good, especially as we head towards Mont Blanc. So things are going to start picking up, I think, again tomorrow, and pilots are going to start covering a lot more ground. So it's been a wild and furious 24 hours. Hasn't even been 24 hours yet, has it, actually? It's only 9 o'clock, so a couple more hours will be 24 hours, but I feel like we've already had a full Red Bull X-Alps in just the last 20 hours. So exciting stuff, some beautiful launches. We've been trying to get that content out to you all on the various channels. And yeah, just wanted to say a good morning from this beautiful spot. We'll stay here for a few more launches, and then we'll race off and bring you more content down the line. But thanks for following along. I'll be live at 2 this afternoon. Try to be in the air. Looks like that is unlikely, but if the weather supports it, I'll be in the air and bringing all that to you. And once again, the story, of course, the big story was the storm last night. All of the athletes, when they came through here today, had really funny stories about how they sheltered down and the thunder and the hail, and a couple of the teams got pelted pretty hard and had to put their helmets back on. This place looked like a winter wonderland last night after all the hail. And Jurgen was incredibly, he was riding around on his e-bike, the safety director, and at one point he just said, that's enough. It's too slippery, it's too much lightning, too much thunder. It's not going to work. And so they shut down the Via Ferrata. And so unfortunately, those who didn't get the Via Ferrata last night had to spend the night up here. although not a bad place to do it. I don't know if I've ever heard rolling thunder last that long. The van was shaking for a while, and then that mellowed out, and then the wind hit and the rain hit, and this morning it hasn't been too bad. A few raindrops, but it's been quite gorgeous, and getting our first little bit of sun now, so maybe the pilots will be lucky and get a little bit of thermic flying as well before the afternoon storms. So signing out, this is Gavin McClurg, and appreciate it, and we'll see you too.